Hello! Welcome to the Handmade by Lorelei podcast. I'm your host, Lorelei. Today is February 27th, Tuesday morning, very early, 8:15. I have a big day, so I need to get this out of the way. And this is episode number 56. You can find me on social media. I'm on Ravelry and Instagram as Lorelei Erdo. You can find my jewelry designs. I'm a jewelry designer in upstate New York. I sell my jewelry designs and tutorials on my website, loreleiurdo.com, and finished jewelry on my Etsy store, loreleiurdojewelry.etsy.com. If you're interested in following me in any of those places, please do. I have been playing around with the idea of jumping on the new social media bandwagon, if you will. What's it called? Vero. I haven't made it there yet, but if you've joined and you have things to say about it, please leave comments down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts on it if you think it's worth the trouble. If not, I'm not going to bother because, like, we don't have enough social media to keep up with. But I think that Instagram is kind of becoming a little bit ridiculous with all of the ads and the algorithms, and most of my stuff isn't seen by anybody that follows me. So there's that. That's what I've heard, is that Vero is better at that stuff. Things are in chronological order, and algorithms aren't a big issue there yet, so we'll see. Everybody's gonna jump on board and they're gonna be like, woohoo, let's now change everything, because it seems like that's what they do with social media platforms these days. Anywho, one thing I want to mention at the top of the episode before I get into the knitting things. This is a knitting podcast if you've stumbled upon it. I do knitting, but I also do other crafts such as sewing, and I've got some sewing here to talk about today also. I've got finished objects to show you, just a couple of works in progress, I have to go get my punch needle. Some sewing, a couple of acquisitions, and just a little tidbit of life stuff at the very end. So if you're interested in hearing about that, stick around, and if not, I'll see you later or next time, or not at all, whatever. One thing I wanted to mention at the top of the episode is that I did a video tutorial, and it is uploaded on my YouTube channel. You can find it by searching Lorelei Erdo, I believe, my channel, but I'll link it down below in case you want to watch it. I did a video tutorial on how to make your own stitch markers and progress keepers. Just buying pre-made charms at your local craft store. Really super simple stuff. Haven't gotten too many views yet, so definitely has not caught on. Maybe people enjoy buying them from other places. I like to save money though, so if you're like me and you want to save money, I kind of tell you how to do it on a budget. You don't need a lot of expensive tools and supplies. Things are relatively cheap these days in the local craft stores. Anyway, I'll go over all of it in the video, so go ahead over there and watch it, and like the video, and leave comments if you want more videos of that nature. Since my last episode, which was 3 weeks ago, I finished 4 things. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, 4. 2 pairs of socks, a shawl, and a cowl. What? A lot of knitting happening the last 3 weeks. Not a lot of happening right now. I cast on a new project today, but that aside, I'm not currently working diligently on anything specific. So let me first talk about my finished objects. The first thing I will talk about are the spree socks. I talked about these last episode and showed you the yarn, which was Woolen Boon DK, and I had plans to knit the spree socks by Kemper Ray. And I finished them, and I've worn them quite a bit, so they're a little bit stretched out. Sorry about that. But they are a little bit loose anyway. They are supposed to be house socks. It's not something you're going to wear in a shoe. It's going to be something you wear around the house. But they turned out very well, and the yarn is so soft, and the pattern was amazing. So here they are. They're little shorties, little shorty socks. And the yarn is kind of a tealy green color, and it's got like deep burgundy flecks in it. You can kind of see it there. The construction of these socks was top down, and I did that because I wanted to do something different. As you know, I like to knit my socks toe up. So I needed a change of pace. These went by so fast. I cannot recommend this pattern highly enough. You can also use worsted weight yarn, so there's that. So I just did a little 1x1 rib at the top and heel flip and gusset, and there is thread everywhere. I've been sewing all week and little pieces of thread everywhere. That turned out really well, picking up the gusset. I did these on magic loop, and I used the recommended needle size, and I don't remember, I didn't write that down. So, and then just a regular toe, I don't know if it has a name, but it's whatever was written in the pattern. So I pretty much followed these to pattern. They are really stretched out, so I'm gonna need to wash them soon. So this is finished object number 1. Finished object number 2 is another pair of socks, which I don't even think I mentioned these at all the last time I talked to you. Thread. What the hell? I found a really cool sock pattern that I wanted to try called Vanilla is the New Black, and you may have already heard it if you watch a lot of podcasts. The reason I wanted to try this particular sock pattern is because of the heel. These happen to be top down, but I've since discovered that the designer, who is Anna Fletcher, sorry, not Annika, Anna Fletcher, she has another pattern on her Ravelry page which is toe up with the same heel. So I think I'm definitely going to try those next. These also are a little bit stretched out, but here they are. So you can kind of see the heel, it's a really funky, it's kind of like ribbing down the back of the heel, and there aren't any gusset stitches to pick up, which is really nice. So you basically increase down the heel and then turn the heel and keep going. So it's, yeah, these are really stretched out. This yarn is fantastic. It's House of a la Mode and her house sock base, and it's a one-of-a-kind colorway. And I had my mom buy this yarn for me for Christmas. She wanted to know what I wanted, and this is one of the colorways that I had chosen. I love this yarn so much. Usually with hand-dyed yarn, you get a little bit of variation in the colors of the two socks. The second one is a little bit lighter than the first, but it's not super noticeable. Still looks fantastic. You probably can't even tell. Yeah. So anyway, sorry they're looking so ratty. I wear my socks. Yeah, I wear them. I wear them a lot. So those are, I guess that's all I have to say about this sock. Great pattern, recommend it. It's a 2x2 rib. Again, these are top down. Super easy, knit up fairly quickly. And I did magic loop on both. So I don't know, I kind of tossed my 9-inch circulars to the wayside. I'm not sure why. I'm just really liking magic loop right now. Not sure, but moving right along. My third finished object I don't have here to show you. It's the Getting Warmer cowl, and the designer is Espace Tricot. I'm sure you've seen it floating around. I have to get a tissue, of course. So the Getting Warmer cowl is a kind of a cowl slash shrug type of a thing. I'm going to insert a bunch of pictures here so that you can see them. I believe the pattern was written for Woolfolk. I don't remember the name of the base. It's a bulky yarn. And while lovely, I didn't have anything similar to it in stash to use. So after watching the newest podcast that just started from the Nice and Knit yarn company, Dyers, Katie and Kara were talking about knitting it using a worsted weight yarn held together with a fingering weight yarn. That I can do. So I ended up using a deep burgundy color of Woolfolk Far yarn, which is a superfine merino, held together with the Madeline Tosh Euro sock in the horoscope colorway. And it created this beautiful marled effect. The Madeline Tosh Euro sock was a dream to knit with. I love, and both of them actually, the Far obviously was luxurious, and that is exactly what I wanted at that point, was something really, really soft and luxurious, something that felt like a treat when I was knitting it. And it didn't take long to knit at all. I think I was done with it in probably 3 or 4 days. It was really quick. It has ribbing along the bottom and then reverse stockinette, and then so it's bottom up and decreases for the like a funnel neck. And the horoscope colorway of the Madeline Tosh yarn was really, really speckled, so it has a fair bit of white in it, which is nice because it shows up, you know, held together with a deep, darker yarn. And but it also has flecks of burgundy and gold and green, and turned out really nice. Unfortunately, it didn't fit me. I am a pretty big person. I'm 5'9" at least. I'm size 16 clothes, so it just, even though I cast on extra stitches to accommodate my wider frame, it still wasn't enough. So what you gonna do? It's got a new owner, and I hope that person is extremely happy with it. I haven't heard from them, but hopefully they are enjoying it, and I'm hoping that it fits them well. So I'm sorry I can't show that to you. Hopefully the pictures tell a better story. And will I knit another one? I don't know. unless they write a pattern that offers more sizing for it, then I would. But at this point, since it didn't fit me, I probably won't knit another one, which is sad because I really did enjoy it. And I would really like to have that kind of a cowl, but what are you gonna do? The final and fourth finished object is the Morning Pages shawl. This is a design from Louise Tilbrook Designs. This is the first pattern I've ever knit from Louise, and I had been eyeing it for a long time, and I've actually had yarn in stash that I thought could work for it for a long time, and the two finally came together and I just did it. So this was also an extremely fast knit. I knit this in worsted weight yarn from the fiber company called Cumbria, and the shawl pattern is a 2-color shawl, but I've created a 3-color shawl. So here it is. I used this khaki color is Scaffold Pike, and the other 2 colors are Helvellyn, which I don't know if it's the green or the blue, and Windermere. I think this is Windermere and this is Helvellyn. So as you can see, this shawl pattern is a little bit different than a typical shawl. It's considered a half circle, but with its squared edges, I feel it's more rectangular. And I just thought that was interesting. Because of where the yarn overs are, I figured that it will wrap around the body a little bit more. And I was right. You can wear it a couple different ways. You can wear it like this, just around your shoulders. But actually, I really enjoy wearing it with one of the points to the front. So I kind of go like this. And wear it like that. Love it. Absolutely love this pattern. So fast to knit. It's really easy, super easy. Yarn overs for the increases, garter stitch, and panels of stockinette. That detail is really awesome also. Nice little eyelet border. Highly recommend this pattern. It's on Ravelry. It's a paid-for pattern, and I think it would look good with. I think it looks great with 2 colors, but I also really like it with 3. You could probably do 4, 5, 6, whatever. And I really enjoyed working with this yarn, but it is a little bit scratchy if you're curious. It has a mohair content, so it is a bit fuzzy, you can see. But the mohair is a little bit scratchy. So I know that they have Cumbria fingering also, and that doesn't seem quite as fuzzy. I do have a skein of that, so eventually I will knit with that at some point. I think I have it, this Scaffold Pike color in a fingering. Anyway, this was a great pattern. Super fast, super fun to knit, blocked out really nice. I washed it with some wool soap from Tuft Woolens, which was a gift to me from a dear friend. And the scent is plum and amber, and it smells so good. So good. Love it. So those are my finished objects. Moving right along to works in progress. I'm not going to show you my Kristen sweater. That's crazy cabled sweater. I haven't gotten any farther on it. I'm still working on the hood. I have to do the cables all the way up the back of the hood before I can pick up and do all of the... I'm so close. I should just do it. I don't know what is up with me in this sweater pattern, but I get on board for a few days and then I'm like, oh, look at this yarn, and oh, look at this pattern, and oh, I get distracted by things and then it just sits for a while. So for some reason I can't seem to like finish that thing, but maybe I'll get it done for next year's or this coming year's Rhinebeck. I don't know. We'll see. The only other things I'm working on are some vanilla socks. I cast these on immediately after I finish my Vanilla is the New Black socks. I wanted a palette cleanser, just a really simple toe-up sock. I'm using Malabrigo sock in the Anniversario colorway, and it's fantastic. Look at that color. So here I am so far. I'm knitting these concurrently on 2 circular needles. You can see one has a little bit more blue in it than the other. I have the heel done on this first one. Just did a sockmentician toe up, heel flap and gusset. And I'm ready to do, I've done the increases for the heel on this and can go ahead and start turning the heel next. So this is a really, really nice sock yarn. I love it. However, I've been thinking a lot about the needle size that I've been using. I've been using size US 1 needles for sock knitting for quite a while now. And I do like the fabric. It feels good, but they are still a little bit loose on my feet. So I'm thinking about buying a set of US 0s and seeing how I like the fabric of those. And I don't know if I'll do the 60 stitches, which is what I normally do, or I may go up to 64. I just would like to see the difference. I haven't been able to go ahead and purchase new needles yet. I don't know exactly which kind of needles I want to buy. I kind of want to try something new, but I actually really enjoy these. These are Nova Platinas. And although not super sharp, they have a really nice nickel finish that doesn't have any drag. And that's something I really enjoy. I'm not sure what the needle surface is on Addie's. I've heard good things about the sock rockets. So that might be the direction I go, just to compare. But like I said, I don't think I love Chowgoos because they do have that matte finish and it's just enough drag to be annoying. So never thought I'd say that. I love the cord. If Chowgoo had a smoother needle and that cord, perfect. Why can't they just make that? This cord is a little bit wonky still. Not too bad, but I mean, nothing exciting here about these socks. That's about all I have to say about it. Vanilla socks, I mean, how boring. So because I'm not working on my sweater and I didn't pick up those mittens to fix them yet, and I didn't pick up Rosie's socks to fix those yet, I needed something else. So this morning I cast on a new project. I recently was contacted on Ravelry by a lovely lady who was interested in swapping for some yarn that I have available in my stash. And as we ended up talking, she ended up picking something different, and she offered a bunch of different options to me, one of which was some Shibui Pebble, which is I think it's considered a heavy fingering weight yarn. Heavy fingering or lace fingering? A heavy lace weight yarn. Actually, I don't know. I think it's considered a lace weight. I'm pretty sure it is. Anyway, here it is. It's the Canal colorway, so it's not gonna teal blue. It's kind of a teal blue. You know, it looks a little bit marled. And oh, look how pretty it looks with the cover of the Making magazine. I was flipping through all of my issues of Making. I'm so excited for the next one to come out, the spring issue. I hope it comes soon. I've subscribed to this magazine. It is amazing. If you haven't looked through this yet, do it. Go to your local yarn store, try to get your hands on a copy. It's a really, really great magazine. They have all kinds of projects in these. It's not just knitting, it's crochet, it's sewing, cross stitch, embroidery, quilting. You can't beat that. It's like an all-in-one type of thing. So I was flipping through this issue. This is issue number 2, and I came across the Throstle shawl. This is a Bristol Ivy project. It's a lace shawl done in a lace weight. Or actually, it's done in what they recommend is a heavy lace weight yarn. So my question is, what's the difference between a heavy lace weight versus a light fingering? So I decided to go ahead and cast it on. Here's another photo of it. It's cut garter. That's a terrible picture. You can't even see that. But it's got garter and then a lace panel in the center of the shawl. It's not a huge shawl. It's summery, I think. This yarn is so soft, and I don't have very much so far. I've done the setup rows, so I'm ready to start the lace panel, the lace chart. Now the chart, oh my gosh. First of all, I wish that the pattern was all written out, but it's not. It's charted. And the chart is so small. So, and not only that, but it is a pain in the ass to work from this book. Like, I can't keep it open, so I am going to Staples today to photocopy this, blow this up, and hopefully have an easier time reading the pattern, because, oh my gosh, I had a hell of a time trying to keep that open and look at the chart. I wish that they would make that magazine with a different binding, but that's just me. Always got something to say. So, anyway, this is all I have so far, and you know, it's hard to, it looks nice on camera. When I look at it with my eyes, I feel like I can't really see the pattern at all, but I haven't started any of the pattern, so I have to keep going just to see if I can eventually see that lace pattern pop out. This pattern is knit on size 4 needles, so that's another reason why I thought, well, at first I thought lace weight, are you crazy? Like, I've never knit with lace weight yarn. I just love the color of this so much. And I just think it will be, I thought on size 4s it can't be that bad, right? So I went ahead and cast it on this morning, and it went pretty quickly. And I'm hoping that the lace chart isn't too overwhelming. You know, it's not going to be intuitive, I don't think. But we'll see what happens. Is there anything else I want to say about this? I think it's going to be really lovely. I just hope I can stick with it, as it seems like it's going to be a long haul. But it's all right. It's okay. So that is that work in progress. And I'm already 30 minutes in and I still have a boatload of stuff to talk about. So, okay, so I should have got a drink, but I didn't. I still can't show, well, maybe I can. Remember last week last podcast, I was talking about a gift exchange that I had done. Well, I mailed off my punch needle gift, and I think I'll wait. I'll wait and just, because we haven't shared all of our gifts yet as a group, so I want to do that first before I show it on the podcast. So, sorry. But I do have another punch needle that I have finished that I wanted to show you. This is my bee. This is not a pattern. I drew it on the monk's cloth, and I used Brooklyn tweed. No, I didn't. This is Quince & Company Lark, and it's a black colorway. And I used Mano Stel Uruguay silk blend for the background. I used a size 14 fine punch needle, the Amy Oxford punch needle. And I made this, although it's square, I worked on it on my locking embroidery hoop that I showed you last podcast. And that was fine, except when I had to do the corners. I don't know, I feel uncomfortable when I'm arranging the punch needle on the hoop so that the hoop goes over the already punched part. Like, I don't know. I just feel nervous about that. So I did it, but then I had to go and try to find a frame. This frame is not the best. I got it at Hobby Lobby. It's got chips in it, and I don't know what is going on with the painting, but it looks like it was filled in and has some issues. But what do you want for $7, right? So this is hanging in my family room, and I love it. It's fun, right? So I've been thinking about what my next project is going to be. I haven't decided quite yet. And yeah, so I wanted to show that to you, my little bee. Another finished object. I am just cranking them out. Sewing. I've been doing a lot of sewing lately. Yes. I should go get that pillow. I made a pillow. So, I recently went to the local quilting shop near me, and they have the cutest fabrics in there right now. Oh my God. I just can't believe how cute this fabric is. Right? Look at the owls and moths and mushrooms. I love it so much. So, I bought a fat quarter of that, which was just enough for the 16-inch pillow. that I fit in here. The backing is a coordinating fabric. So cute. And it plays off that orangey color quite well. I've never made a pillowcase before, so I didn't know what I was getting myself into. I know it doesn't seem like a hard thing. However, it worked out. It worked out. It's got this nice little, I don't even know what you call that, flared edge. The back, what I had done was what was I doing here? I don't know. I cut 2 pieces of fabric. I cut one fat quarter, and I was thinking that they were going to overlap, but the pillow was too big. But yeah, I had enough left over, so I just ended up like putting this panel in. I know, it's not, what the hell do I care? I'm just keeping it on the couch, you know. It's cute. You can't even really tell there's an issue. But, you know, I learned something, so that isn't really how you do a pillowcase. So maybe working from the pattern might be better than like winging it. But, oh, I don't know. It's cute. I just love this fabric so much. So, that's that. I have been working on some other sewing. I made a couple of purses from Svetlana of Sotek Patterns. I just love her patterns so much. I did a test pattern for her for a crossbody bag. I think it was the Louisa. And she has a great Etsy store with so many awesome patterns. And I can go there and find something every day. It doesn't matter what it is. So I'll put a picture up here of the first Alice purse that I had created. This Alice purse is great because it has 2 front exterior pockets that are zippered, and it's a nice roomy bag with a adjustable strap, and it's got a magnetic clasp closure and a zippered pocket on the interior. And I made this first one using this moth fabric, or bee fabric, I guess it is. And it's, I can't remember the maker of the fabric. I'll put it on the screen here, but I think it might be Anna Marie Horner. I used that for the top, and then I used a chambray for the bottom. And the strap. And the interior, I used a coordinating, it's not a coordinating fabric, it's just one that I had in stash. I found it at Joann Fabrics. It looks like wood plank shiplap type of print on it. I don't know. I found it in the novelty section. It's really cool. And then the interior of the front pockets is another fabric I found at Joann Fabrics, and it just went really well with that bee fabric, so I ended up using that. So, long story short, this bag sold pretty quickly. I popped it in my online store and it sold. And so I wanted to make another one. So this is the second one that I've done. I also got this fabric when I bought the bee fabric, and it's really cute. I use the same chambray. The strap on this one is not adjustable. I just did a regular strap. On me, it hits about my hip. And instead of doing the 2 pockets on the front, I ended up doing 1 long pocket with a 14-inch zipper. And this zipper is metal. I used a zipper from Tim Holtz from Joann Fabrics. And the interior is this polka dot. The reason I did this big pocket is someone had mentioned to me that those little pockets would probably not accommodate a cell phone, a large iPhone. So I thought a bigger pocket would be better for the larger sized phones. So that's where I always put my cell phone when I carry a purse, is I put it in the front. Again, this has a magnetic clasp and a zippered pocket on the interior. It also, the pattern is written to put in a slip pocket, you know, just a little mini pocket, but I just feel like it's kind of useless. I don't know. I don't ever use that pocket, really. It's got to be bigger than what the pattern was calling for to be useful. And I just put this cute little riveted leather. I found that at Joann's also. It says one of a kind. Anyway, this bag is for sale in my online store if you're interested in checking out more photos of it or purchasing it. Would make a nice gift. It turned out really well, so I thought I would show that to you. Then I got on this bandwagon of Anila Hoey. I picked up this book at Joann Fabrics because Joann's now, you can use coupons on books, so that was exciting. So I actually have this favorited in my Amazon and saw it and had to have it. So I went ahead and bought it. It retails for $26.95, but I think I got 40% off with a coupon. And I fell in love with these projects in here. The first one being, and I don't have this one to show you because I sold it, but it's called the See It All pouch. So cute, right? Little flat pouch with a vinyl window. And as you probably know, these vinyl windowed bags are all the rage right now. So I didn't even know that Joann sold this vinyl on a roll by the yard, but they do, and it's wicked cheap. Like the one I bought was $3.99 a yard. So I bought a half a yard of it, and I made this bag. I'll insert a picture here for you. It turned out really cute. The only issue that I have was I'm not really good yet at working with bias binding, and especially on curved edges. So that was a little bit of an issue on this pouch that I made. If I made this particular flat pouch again, I would do squared corners just because it's so much easier. But the zipper was easy to do, and the overall bag turned out really cute. I did a similar mustard color dotted fabric on the back and on the binding, and then this cute little white fabric with little rabbits and mushrooms and snails on it that I also found at this local quilt shop. They have a great selection of fabric. So now that I have all this vinyl, I'm like, I need to make something else. So I ended up going on Anila Hoey's website, and I found out she's got more patterns available there. And she has a pattern called the, and I thought, that's really cute. I'm gonna try it. So I bought the pattern. Some more photos of that. There's a large size and a small size. And I made 3 of them and sold them. So actually I'm going to be updating my store today. I have 1 more of these bags to assemble, and all the pieces are cut out. I cut out enough materials for 5 bags yesterday, and I got 4 of them sewn up. I'm going to show those to you right now. They turned out really cute. I made the large size, each one's different because I'm using up, you know, fat quarters and scraps that I have in my stash. I did buy some fat quarters yesterday to coordinate with some of the fabric that I have in stash. This is that bunny mushroom fabric that is so cute. It's got little snails on it as well. It's a pretty roomy bag. This could be used for a myriad of different things, including a sock project. It's plenty big enough for a skein of sock yarn. And you could probably put 2 in there, but then that wouldn't leave too much room for your project, I suppose. So it's more of a one project bag, or one skein project bag. I did little leather pulls on these, and they have nylon zippers, and that's the first one. It's got a little pull on one end. Here's another one. Who doesn't love, you know, crazy sheep? I love that fabric so much. It's so cute. I paired this one with a black and white polka dot fabric on the back and for the binding. That fabric is just so cute. I love the window because you can see what's in there. You can also use this as a makeup bag or travel bag, or, you know, whatever you want to put in it. This one's little owls, and I paired it with this Cloud 9 fabric, which is so cute. And then this is the last one. This fabric's really hard to see through the vinyl, but it's got hedgehogs and birds and mushrooms and rabbits. It's really cute. Super cute. So this pattern is really, really fun. Takes a little time because of the binding and lots of pieces to cut out, but the overall end product is fantastic. And I recommend it if you want to try your hand on it. Yeah, so anyway, these are going in my store later when I get that other one done. And the other one, I'll show you the fabric. This is going to be the interior. Cute little birds. And then this will be the exterior. It's kind of a dotted fabric. You can barely see it on the camera, but looking forward to getting that done. And once I got those up, I will head back into my studio and make jewelry for a change. But I got the sewing bag. What to do about that? I have a couple of acquisitions to show you besides this book. I bought a skein of nomadic yarns, and it's called Mischief Managed, and it's fantastic. Self-striping, sparkle. Yes, looking forward to knitting those. I also got another skein of Yarn Love. On the Juliet base, the colorway is Cottage Garden, because who doesn't love magenta and green? I do. That was part of a Instagram giveaway that I won. I won a subscription. So every couple of months I got a skein of yarn, and this is the last one that I'm getting. And then my sweet little sister sent me a package, and I got it yesterday. She bought some yarn for me at a yarn store in Wickford, Rhode Island. I've never been there. She also sent me a tin for my jewelry. This is a little candle tin. Oh, it smells good. She knows I like to cut them up for jewelry. She picked out a skein of Barocco macro, which is single ply, and it's a gorgeous like dark teal color, totally my color. I actually think I have some other yarn that would go really well with this. This is 112 yards. It's 50% wool, 40% acrylic, and 10% alpaca. Super soft. And then she also picked up 2 skeins of this Barocco Comfort, which is variegated, really nice colors that aren't really showing very well on the camera. This is super soft, but it's machine washable, and it's 50% superfine nylon and 50% superfine acrylic. So I'm not sure what I would do with that, but I'm sure something will come to me eventually. Each ball is 210 yards, so I have about 420 yards of that. So that was a sweet gift from my sis. She knows what I like. Super fun. So I think that's all I have to talk about, besides a little life update, which I'll do that now. I got a part-time job. I know, we're gonna try it again. I didn't do too well last time, but I think that was because I tried to go to a surgery center and the ringing phones and this and that, and it was really blah. Didn't work out. So I mentioned earlier in the episode a quilt store. We have a local quilting shop. It's fantastic, and when I went in there last week to buy some fabric, I always get chit-chatty with the woman that runs the store, and she asked me what I was up to these days, and I said, oh, I'm still making jewelry, but I'm looking for a part-time job. And she's like, what kind of part-time job? And I said, any kind of part-time job. Why? What do you got? And she said, oh, well, like a quilt store part-time job? And I said, hell yes. So I am going to be working at the quilt shop for 2 days a week, and I'm excited. I start tomorrow. So I'll be there Mondays and Wednesdays, and we'll see how it goes. But I'm really excited. I'm excited to learn new things, especially in the quilting industry. In the fabric industry, obviously, I am sewing more. I'm going to be able to make samples for the store, which is really exciting. I could do quilting or bags. So that's really cool. I'll get a 40% off discount on fabric, which is fun. Although I do not want to spend my paycheck there. So that'll be the goal. I'm nervous because I've spent the last 5 years working from home by myself. So working with other people will be an adjustment, and I'm a little nervous about that, but I feel like in a creative setting such as this, it won't be as bad as my previous part-time job experience. So I'm looking forward to it, and I'm crossing my fingers that it works out. And any kind of supplemental income at this point is welcome. as you know, I've talked about needing an additional thing. So hopefully this will be enough. I think that there's opportunity for more hours down the road. So we'll see what happens. And I'm excited. So I just wanted to tell you about it. I think that's it for today's episode. I hope you enjoyed this podcast. If you did, click the like button. That way my podcast will be more available to other viewers. And if you want to subscribe, I do an episode every couple of weeks. So that will let you know that I have a new episode up when you subscribe. If you hit the little bell, that will mean you will get an email when I get a new episode uploaded. So again, thank you so much for watching and hanging out with me for a little while. I hope that you enjoyed seeing what I've been working on, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.